So today's video I want to talk about something it took me a little bit to get around to it to find out. So we're going to talk about today about pattern menu, which is this function here. Then again, macro, menu, operator, these are all parameters you have to turn on. In today's case, you go to 8135.7. So 8135. As always, make sure that you do a backup. But if 8135.7, it's 0. So basically this one. It means that the pattern menu is going to be on, right? Likewise, if you want to turn it off, just set that to 1. And, you would turn it off, you set it to 1, which is not what we want to do today. While we're here, we're going to have to add a 9500 file so we can write. So these two would have to be 0. And any 9, which is 9,000 programs, and any 8 would have to be 0. Then again, after you put the programs there, then you can go ahead and lock that back up. So how do you write the pattern menu, right? So if you go to my pattern menu, I have already worked on this. So you can see that it's already written. Now this is the textbook example, and I'm going to change that to my own. So let's get started here on how to do how to write on those and which files you need copied, right? So I'm going to go programs, make sure you're in directory, and I'm going to go operator, device. I want my USB memory because I work on those on my computers. And then I'm going to import several files today. Also file input. So 00202.nc, file name, and then let me see if we go now. So it was just a write protect key. I had to change the write protect key to write. Next one that we can import is the 06. So 6101.nc, file input, file name, execute. All right, we got that one. Next is going to be 8101.nc, file input, name, execute. So that one I might need to override. 8101.nc, file name. Also 8101 on the set name, and that worked. So, all right. I think same thing is gonna be will be done for the next one. 9500.nc, file input, file name. Since I already have the file there, I might need to write it over again. And let's see, that worked. And last but not least, let's do the 9501.nc, file input, file, and I'm also going to write just to be sure. Okay, now as you can tell, if we go back to this is my new pattern menu. I just changed a few things. So I'm going to do the bolt hole, circular pocket, square pocket, and frame hole. So this is this is how you write into the pattern menu. This is all this is part of the functions manual volume 2, page 1157. It talks about the pattern holes there. Of course, this is the Fanuc manual I believe, let me put the number here. So it's B64303 English, and this is volume 2, but it says here 0. So this is the manual, functions manual right here, just in case you're trying to find where the information is. So I laid out here so it's easier for us to read a frame. This is how you would go 070, 082, 065, 077, 069, then the space is 032, and then what do you have? 072, 079, 076, and 069. So these, let me see, let me line these up here. So this is how you write into the pattern menu. I was thinking of coding like a program, right? But that will do. So now that I have coded that, so the frame hole, I'm going to go ahead and erase that. And what I'll do is I'll copy this and I'll place it over here, and then we can just put in the right format. So here I'll just start doing this number. And remember that in Fanuc, everything has to be capitalized, at least the version of Fanuc I have. So here you go. This is how you would do line by line. This is how you would write your lines into the Fanuc. Now that I have done everything, I'm going to go ahead and erase all that, just clean it up a little bit, and that's how you do it. So now how to write on this menu here, right? So with the pattern menu, right, if you have access, if you can write into the 9500 files, then you just do that automation like I showed you. But let's say you don't have access to that. First of all, and including this, your 3207, these parameter here has to be on for you to write on variables, right? So just make sure that this parameter is on. Now, let's say I want to write, let's go back. Okay, so you see how this is just the variables, and if 3207, you can do that. Let's name a variable. Let's see one that I'm not using, like 514, right? I want to write on variable 514. So let me go in MVI mode here, and you can just do that on the line. And I'm going to write set. So set variable name. So I have to find the V, and so never find those when you need. Oh, here, V, and so what did I say, 515? I can't even remember. Variable 515, right? And then, oh, now I don't have the brackets. I would have to change. But you write the brackets name, and then I don't know, just write OND, and then close bracket. Now here I do a lot of comments, so I have mine turned on to parentheses, but you would have this and this and a line, and then you would write. But right now I'm not configured to do that. So, but that would write that variable name, and then once you come back to this screen, to the macro screen on the 500s, you would be able to write on the 500. Now this is a 500. I think it's like 500 to 550. I'm not sure all the variables you can write, but you definitely cannot write on the 100 variables. That's for data only. In addition to that, you can call the variables by name, which is kind of nice. But back to the menu pattern here. So you go here, you write here. All these lines are written just like as I explained. I believe this is the 92, and this is the 94. Might be P or something. So let's put it all together now, right? So we start here. This is file 9500, which sets all these names, right? And then I'm going to click input here. Then we go to that 9501 file, which names all these variables. And then there's some comments here on the right. And then so my tool number, I'm putting tool number there because of the height and because of the diameter, right? So I can access those variables through here, and that will determine the feed rate. I'm sorry, the RPM for the tool and everything. So here we go. So I'm gonna build a circle with a 3-inch radius. We're gonna start at 0 angle. Number of holes 6. As a matter of fact, let's change that to 30, right? Because usually that's 6-sided one. Oh, I have to be in MDI mode. Hold on. So MDI input, and then back to memory. All right. So then the number of holes. We'll start in hole number 1, and that's the tool diameter, right? And these variables, just the way I wrote the program. I mean, the program is not completely done, but all right. Then just here, this program, which is in the description, just is going to call that 6100. Now, my subprograms for this macro, I'm just going to do 8101, but just in case, I kept it simple because not everybody has access to the 8000s and 9000s. I know I had to overcome my password, and then finally I was able to delete it. But anyway, so we're in memory mode. I am machine lock, Z lock, and I'm just going to do this for demonstration. And my M lock is not working right now, so you're just going to hear the spindle or RPM coming on and off. Also, I'm going to put this into the graphics, right, so we can see it drop. So with everything, I'm just going to hit cycle start, and there it is. It just drew that hexagon. Now, let's say I want to change this, right? So, and this is why the pattern menu is just so nice, right? Because it just simplify things. Now I'm going to put this, let me put back to MDI actually before I hit anything. So I'm not going to have any angle this time, and this time I'm going to put, I don't know, 30 holes. Okay, we'll make a really nice figure here. And with this, let me just change this to 3-dimensional so it's a little bit more dramatic. Okay, camera, I'm going to go back to memory and then cycle start. So now it's just going to draw that nice circle and do all the patterns. Of course, it wouldn't be that fast, but this is how machine will operate. And that's that, folks.